Hey, what's up, guys? Kyle and Amanda here for your final week of open workouts. 23.3 just got announced, so we're going to break that down. Similar to last week, how we had kind of 3 tracks that we broke down, we're going to do the same thing this week. Elite, intermediate, and then kind of top 10%, or what we're perceiving to be top 10% for this one. The workout, you have a 6-minute window to finish 5 wall walks, 50 double unders, 12 snatches, 15 snatches, 5 wall walks, 50 double unders, then 12 snatches. Weight goes up on those snatches, and then if you complete that, you're going to go into a 9-minute window to go 20 strict handstand push-ups, 50 double unders, 9 snatches, and then another 3-minute window to go 20 handstand push-ups again, 50 double unders, and then 6 snatches. Weight goes up again. So kind of an ascending ladder of snatches for this workout. Amanda, what are kind of your first thoughts on this?
I love me a good ascending snatch ladder. So excited about that. Basically just conserve my shoulders as best I can in the first 2-3 rounds to be able to get through those strict handstand push-ups. Not going unbroken on the snatches, even at the 65. Like 15 at 65 is like easy, but in the grand scheme of things, at the end, you're going to need those shoulders. So probably a couple sets there. Singles on the 95 even, kind of like Danielle Brandon did. Yep. And then chip away at the strict handstand push-ups. I'm not going to try to, go for big sets or anything. I mean, even Mal had a little bit bigger sets, but even they were like Danielle was 5-3-2s. She wasn't hitting big sets. So maybe even just doubles from the beginning, but quick sets of 2. Breathe and recover on the double unders, and then smash the barbell. Because I love the barbell, man. So the kind of how we're defining the categories this week, guys, is like elite. This is a race for you guys. So like Mal and Danielle, obviously they saw that workout. They knew they were going to finish. When that workout came out, they knew they were going to finish that workout. So if you're sitting there and you're kind of like, okay, I know I can finish this workout. You're racing in this workout. That's kind of your category, and you need to come up with a pacing structure for that. So that might mean, maybe coming out a little bit hotter on that first round, because that handstand push-up standard is going to be tricky for you. So you need to manage your time, or get enough time so that you can just consistently hit your doubles or triples or whatever it is in those handstand push-ups. That last barbell is going to be a challenge for you. So, making sure that you kind of give yourself some time for that barbell, or maybe you have to rush a barbell or something like that. So your race, if you're racing in this workout, or you're at that elite level, your race is going to be dependent on who you are as an athlete. So it's going to be a little bit more tailored to your ability levels and your abilities. The intermediate, we don't have bottlenecks per se, but we have capacity limitations. So that might mean that the barbell is super heavy for you. That might mean the strict handstand push-up volume is a limitation for you. That might mean that the new standard is going to be tricky for you. That new standard is going to be tricky for a lot of people. At the elite level, they just have the body type and the capacity to recover if they do fuck something up, i.e. Danielle Brandon went 115 in 2 minutes on her strict handstand push-ups. Mal O'Brien went 49 seconds and 105 on her strict handstand push-ups. So Danielle Brandon might have come out a little bit too hot, but she has the capacity to still be able to get the work done, and she banked herself a bunch of time. But for an intermediate level athlete, if you come out too hot, you're going to create a bottleneck for yourself in the workout. Likely in one of either the back end of the first half of strict handstand push-ups, or that second set of strict handstand push-ups. Or if you come out too hot on the snatches, you fatigue your shoulders too much, then all of a sudden that 185 or maybe 225 bar or 125, 155 bar becomes your bottleneck, and you don't necessarily finish that workout. So for this one, consistent sets is what you guys are focused on for those handstand push-ups, and then consistent movement speed in the snatches. So, and that will vary per bar, right? So it's going to be different for the 95, 65 as it is for the 135, 95. Same thing, 185, 125, and then same thing, 225, 155. Consistent speeds for said bar. Double unders, you can go unbroken on. It's only 200 in the whole workout. So Like they said on the announcement, that's kind of your rest. It's only 25 seconds or 30 seconds of work tops. Yeah, is kind of what you're looking at for that. So last category, top 10%. This is where there is a bottleneck in the workout. So whether that is the snatch weight, whether that is the strict handstand push-up volume, whether that's your capacity to get the first amount of work done inside of that first 6 minute window. So there's going to be some sort of bottleneck for you in this workout. So that's what you're pacing for, to get your best time in that bottleneck and try and get as far as you can into that bottleneck. So each tie break is finishing each snatch, right, is the tie break?
Yeah, when you finish the snatches.
So finishing each snatch round is the tie break time. So keep that in mind for you if you're pretty good at wall walks, but you know you're going to have a capacity limitation in the strict handstand push-ups. Maybe you do decide to go a couple touch and go sets on that 135 so that you do have a little bit better tie break time. And then you kind of like just chip away at those strict handstand push-ups. Vice versa, maybe the 225 bar is going to be your limitation, or maybe you're only going to get a certain amount of reps in at that third barbell weight. So you're looking to maximize your tie break time on this one, and then getting as many reps as you can, leaving yourself some time in the tank to kind of chip away and get a couple reps at wherever that bottleneck is. We looked up the two individuals a little bit too late. They already had their scores in. But based off of what their scores were last week, I think Matt Watt was a little bit above kind of 10%. So that should give you guys finishing 20 strict handstand push-ups will probably be relatively in that 10% range, maybe even 15, because on the announcement he said he was pretty good at those. I think there's going to be a lot of movement limitations on this one just because of that new standard. And then Corey, I think was her name, she was right at bubble, top 10%. So she got, do you remember how many handstand push-ups she got? 12. So she was 12 handstand push-ups. So probably maybe 10 to 15 range for the ladies on those strict handstand push-ups is probably what you're looking at for a top 10% in the workout score. Remember, you need to average a little bit higher than, you can average a little bit lower than top 10% to still get into the top 10%. So what do you think of this new standard?
I just, wish they'd keep one standard for the handstand push-ups, but
changes every year.
Yeah, it is what it is, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. If you guys saw, the standard's going to be pretty different for everybody too, so it's definitely something you're going to want to play around with. Amanda has great shoulder mobility, great thoracic mobility, pretty strong upper back. So she's going to be able to go kind of like finger or pointer fingers on the tape mark.
On the tape mark.
Middle finger on the tape mark. So that'll give her a little bit more distance away from the wall, so you're not bumping right up against 10 feet for your kind of where your balance is on your hand, 10 inches where your balance is.
Yeah, well, because if you watch the girls, they both got no reps and I think it's because of that 10-inch standard.
Yeah.
With their hips coming onto the wall.
Yeah.
And or Danielle was getting it because her head was hitting the wall on the way up. So
Right.
Being conscious of that.
Yeah. So did you read in the standard, was there anything about contact with the wall or?
I didn't read that far in the standard, but typically no part of your body can touch as you're going up.
Yeah.
And when you're at the top, your hips have to be open.
Yeah.
So you can't be L-shaped with your body.
Yeah, I feel like Mal was getting a couple reps for her hips being open. So it is a more challenging standard. Boz obviously likes kind of like perfect gymnastics movements, so he's trying to challenge people to be in a little bit, it seems like he's trying to challenge people to be in more upright position at the top of your rep, not quote unquote cheat the rep as much. If you do have good kind of like external rotation, good thoracic mobility, you can get that pointer finger on the wall, give you a little bit more space to come off the wall. If you guys are a little bit more challenged for your shoulder mobility, probably looking at hands out wide, maybe thumbs on the tape. That way you don't have to you'll have to be a little bit closer on that. But
be a little wider.
Yep, you should be a little bit wider, and you won't have to. You won't be, your mobility limitations won't be as much of a hindrance in this one. It's still gonna be a challenge for you, but it is going to be a little bit less of a challenge. So good shoulder mobility, probably hands forward, maybe not as good thoracic, external rotation, probably hands turned out to the side. If you're above 6 feet, Boz just said, fuck you. Especially with that stupid fucking 30-inch mark. But it is what it is. You got to do it anyway. So, but yeah, just make sure you guys set a good pace on that first round of strict handstand push-ups. Don't blow the shoulders up. If you guys are racing in this workout, you don't want to. That 115 to 2 minutes definitely took a lot of time. Definitely didn't seem like Danielle Brandon was very focused in that workout though. So it could have been. She literally went to the double or the barbell instead of the double. So, I don't know what she trains like. Maybe that's normal for her, but like. It looked like she was maybe a little checked out there after the first handstand push-ups, but we want to try and minimize that time as much as possible. Mal, 49 to 105, that's pretty solid right there. Obviously, she's a really good athlete, but yeah, making that split time as close to possible is the goal on that one. In your warm-up, make sure you guys good thoracic warm-up. Good external rotation on the shoulders. Warm those up. Just kind of open up as much as possible. Try and stretch that pec out as much as you can. But yeah, don't fall for the trap of going touch and go in the first round.
Yeah. Keep
it slow. Those are the top of the top athletes, remember. So you got any closing thoughts or?
Good luck.
Last one, guys. Hopefully see you in quarterfinals.